As a kid, I longed to be older. I longed to be older and to be able to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I longed to not have a parent telling me, no, bedtime, it's bedtime now, buddy. I longed to not have anybody be like, no, don't bike over there because it could be dangerous. I longed to just be and do whatever I wanted. I dreamed of late nights. I dreamed of late nights with friends, just driving somewhere or biking somewhere, just hanging out, being able to be anywhere at any time. I dreamed of this. I longed for this. I thought of all the time I'd get to spend with friends. Just endless nights of endless fun. Just hanging out all night, not worrying about what we got to do tomorrow, not worrying about what happened yesterday. Just hanging out, being friends, and having a good time. As I've grown, I still long for that, but I realize that's not attainable. That's not something every grown-up has. Yes, they can do that, but they don't get to. And it's for two reasons. The first is, yes, you do have so much freedom. You have an exponential amount of freedom compared to your childhood. What you also have is a whole lot more responsibility. You have to take care of yourself, your wife, your dog, your kids, whatever you have. Take care of the taxes you got to pay. You got to work a job to be able to pay those taxes. You got to work a job to be able to keep your house. You got to keep your house up. All these responsibilities that cuts into your time of hanging out with friends for an endless amount of time. So now you can only hang out for blank amount of time. You can only hang out for less and less and less because you have more and more and more responsibilities. And it's not bad. And if it was bad, what are we going to do about it? There's nothing we can change. This is the system, and this is a good system. And I only say it's a good system because it's worked for the past, 2,000 years. Probably not that long, probably only like 300. You have all this freedom, but you also have all this responsibility. That's the first reason. The second reason is you lose people organically. People just naturally grow away from you, or you may have a falling out, or people join different circles. It happens naturally, but it's not easy. That doesn't make it easy. Like, yes, I'd love to connect with that friend that we've grown apart from just naturally. Yes, I'd love to be like, hey man, how are you? We're doing our own things. And maybe I will go hang out with him. Maybe I will reach out, be like, hey man, I hope life has been good to you. Maybe I will do that. I should do that. But the fact of the matter is, we'll never have what we had. We'll never be digging trenches in his yard, filling it with water and watching it roll down the hill. We'll never do that again. One, he sold that house. His parents sold that house. Two, he has a wife. He's got somebody way more important than me. Not that I was ever the most important in his life. I hope I wasn't. But like, rightfully so, he has someone way more important than me now. Somebody he'd hopefully spend way more time with, rather spend more time with. Not that I'm this bad guy that nobody wants to spend time with, but like, when you get married, that is your person. So let me give you examples of the three. These are at least the three that I think of. You can grow apart, you can join different circles, and then you can just fall out, sadly. So the first one, my good buddy, we hung out a lot. We'd hang out at his house, or we'd hang out. His mom still comes over for dinner a lot. Love his mom, love him. He's an accountant now. We don't get to see him a lot. I'd love to see him, and I know he'd probably love to hang out with us. But you just have more responsibility, so naturally you grow apart. Now there's still a bond there. You still have that bond. The next way you lose friends is through circles. People join different circles to no fault of anybody's. But I had a really good friend in 6th grade. Hung out every day of school, hang out all day at school. We were constantly laughing with each other, at each other, and making everybody else laugh. Like, I think we both knew our goal was to just have as much fun, because we didn't know how long this thing would last. We didn't know if I was going to transfer, because I had just transferred in. We didn't know if he was going to transfer, and sadly that's what happened. He played baseball. If you know me, I played 1 year of baseball and it was not good. It was actually pitching machine, and the one hit I got, it hit the pitching machine, rolled the first, and I was out. So I kind of cut out baseball pretty quick. He played baseball and I didn't, and we went to this private school. I'm very blessed to be able to go to a private school. I was very blessed. But it was like a newer private school, so a lot of people would leave and go to public school if they wanted to play sports. That wouldn't be a problem for me because I was not good enough to be on the sports team. He was more into sports. He was like, I'm going to be a great baseball player. Growing up in this city where I went to school, baseball was the Bible. Baseball was scripture. If you didn't play baseball, you weren't doing anything in your life. And so he went and he played baseball, and we never talked again. I tried reaching out one time on Instagram, and I think probably he either just didn't see it or didn't care, which is fine. But he joined a different circle, and I just couldn't join that circle. To no fault of him, I just couldn't join it. I didn't know baseball. I didn't care to know baseball, and it just kind of fell apart. And it's okay. I made new friends. I made great new friends. And I also lost great new friends. So there's a pattern. Probably the worst one, at least the worst one for me, is the third and final one, the falling out. Now, I've known some people my whole life. We've gone on trips together. We've had numerous holidays together. Something happened, and now we're not as close. And it kills me because I have nothing to do with it, and I feel too young and too powerless to be like, do you guys realize that this is not worth it? You want to lose a whole friendship over a disagreement? You want to be like, ooh, 20 years, 25 years of friendship. It's the worst because it feels out of your control more than the others. Yes, when somebody joins a different circle, you can still hang out with them. Yes, when you grow apart, you can still reach out. And yes, you could still reach out, but there's a good chance they don't reach back out when you fall out. Like, this genuinely hurts. To have people that you looked up to your whole life, and now all of a sudden, they're just like, ooh, I don't know, we're probably gonna move. I thought you were my parents. Like, if my parents died, you were them. It just is not fun. And nobody realizes that when you grow up, you're gonna be caught in the crossfire. Nobody tells you that when you're young, and maybe that's good. Maybe they don't want to tell you and bog your vision of growing up down. But when you grow up, you are gonna get caught in the crossfire. Maybe you will be what people get caught in the crossfire of. And it sucks. There's no good way to put it other than it's just the worst. Because you're helpless, you're too young to understand, and you'll never understand this. The whole time you understand it all. Because you've had friends, and you've gotten in fights, and adults like to think they're different than children with their friends. But at base level, the reason you know how to make friends is because you were a child. Because you had to go in that kindergarten class where you didn't know anybody and make friends. And yeah, maybe you don't remember it. But you know what? You still use the same concept. Oh, what do you like? Oh, I like that too. Let's talk about it. And one of the worst parts is that you can think you're doing everything right. You can try your hardest. And it's still going to happen. Inevitably, you are going to lose friends that you thought were forever. As much as you love those people, you have to let them go. That is probably the greatest pain of growing up.